I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports. This is a recent Flea Market Antique Mall Pickups video with a little twist. I recently had a birthday, so I had some gifts given to me, so that's the little twist. My parents came to visit, and they came with a little gift goodie bag, so we're going to start out pretty small and work our way up here. But my mom gave these to me, some more Nolan Ryan Coca-Cola sealed packs, and if you guys recall, I'll throw the video up here in the corner. I picked a whole box of these up at Raven's Loft, one of my Antique Mall Pickup live videos. So, you know, again, these are sealed. They used to come in the Coca-Cola 12 packs or whatever, and I believe there are 26 total in the set, and this is not the complete set. Not really sure what she paid for these, but I know she didn't pay much. Now the next item that I got in my birthday bag was not card related, but it is the America's National Park quarters collection. And I did not pull them out of the package yet, but I am going to try to complete this. But she ordered it through one of those catalogs or whatever, and it came with all of the quarters through 2018. So 2019, 2020, and 2021, I'm going to have to try to complete on my own, but one of the reasons I mentioned to my mom I might be interested in this is I actually used to work for the National Park Service. Between college degrees, I spent a summer and a half working as a park ranger, actually, in law enforcement. So I just wanted to share, with you that this was a kind of nice, a sentimental thing that my mom got for me, trying to bring me back to my park rangering days. So, pretty cool. The next thing that she got me, and I'm going to probably send this in the mail to try to get autographed, and that is Brooks, the Brooks Robinson biography by Doug Wilson. And I'm going to try to send this to Mr. Robinson and throw a few bucks in the envelope and ask him to sign that for me. So keep an eye open. You might be seeing that in a future Through the Mail Thursdays video. Alright, now this next item, that's moving on from the birthday stuff. The next item that I picked up, I paid $12 for this sealed box, and I probably am not going to open this. I'm going to leave it just the way I found it, and that is a 1953 Topps Archives box sealed. Factory sealed. And I'm not sure if you know what these cards are, so I'll kind of explain them to you. And what these are the reproductions of the 1953 Topps cards. And I have gotten many of these autographed in the past. I'm just pulling out Hall of Famers here. I got a whole stack of these actually. Ford, as you can see, whole stack of them. And those are just some that I've picked up over the years, but this is the set I'm speaking of. Everybody's in it: Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, on down the list. Whitey Ford, Red Chenings, all the Hall of Famers. I think Jackie Robinson's in the set. It's a loaded set, and if you can't afford the 1953 Topps set, which who can, this is a great alternative, because it is exact replicas of the 1953 set. And you can see at the bottom it says the Baseball Archives Ultimate 53 Series. And they actually did a series the following year as well, featuring the 54 Topps set. And that's a single out of that as well. So I picked this up, like I said, in the antique mall. It was only 12 bucks. I thought, you know, that's pretty good for that. I mean, if you go on eBay, these things easily go for 30, 40 bucks a box. So I think I'm just going to leave it sealed. I'm a huge TTM collector, as you know. I could have used a lot of these probably 25 years ago when they first came out. But unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of people that are still living that are still in this set. So I would say maybe 10 to 15 individuals, and that's being generous. Actually, here's one right here. Johnny Antonelli. He's actually one of the living guys out of that set. But for 12 bucks, that was a great deal. So my final deal, we're going to have a little fun with this one, guys, is, I have to go over here because I got more than one, sitting on inside of a display case. And these were simply labeled $5 a box. And they are 1988 Donruss cello packs for $5. And again, these aren't worth a lot. I know that. But for $5, this is one heck of a buy, especially since I got my favorite player of all time in the sealed pack right on top. Checklist. But anyways, so I opened that box and that was the first one I saw. And guess what? They had 1, 2, and 3. So yes, I bought 3 88 Donruss boxes for $5 per. So, what am I going to do with all these? I'm probably going to do nothing with 2 of them, to be honest with you. And what I might do with them is I may send a few out to you guys as prizes. But first I was going to go through a few of these, and right on top in this one, I have not seen these yet, is a wrapped Mark Grace rookie card. Still in the plastic. That is cool. And oh boy. Oh boy. If you were a collector in the 80s, you know what this would be worth. That is a sealed pack with Greg Jeffries rookie card. Now, nowadays it's probably not worth anything. But this was the guy in 1988. You know, this is before Griffey was in the league. Greg Jeffries was probably the next big hyped up rookie of that era. I would say it was Greg Jeffries, Griffey Jr., then Kevin Moss. Frank Thomas was pretty big too. But those guys were super huge. And if you would have got this pack back in '88, this would have been a $30 pack of cards. Easy. Having that. That is cool. Let's see who else we got here. Gary Gaetti. Tim Flannery. Oil Can Boyd. One of the best names in the history of baseball. Dan Bosque. Damon Berryhill. Bob James. Von Calderon. Tom Niedenfuer. I just wrote him TTM. I could have used that card. Dang it. There's one with Robin Yount. There's Hall of Famer. It's pretty cool. Oh, I skipped that one. Robbie Wine. Ken Calhoun. Mitch Williams. Got Diamond King on the back. Cal Daniels. There we go. Ooh, there's one I'd buy. If I saw that as a kid, oh man, I better buy that one. Well, you know, this is just awesome because, you know, you can probably remember doing this as a kid. going through the box, picking the one that you wanted. Fred Lynn, Tim Cruz, Neil Allen, Bob Kipper, Bobby Thigpen, Paul Molitor, another Hall of Famer, Floyd Bannister, good TTMer, Rick Leach. Now, you guys know this from the history. I'm going to open the one with the checklist on there real quick, and that's how we'll wrap up the video. But I might save this for a Tearing Packs episode. What do you guys think? I'm not going to open the... I may not open the one with Mark Grace and Greg Jeffries, just for nostalgia purposes, but... Alright, so let me open up this pack with the checklist on here, and I'll share them with you there. I had a brief... battery change out there, so sorry about cutting that, but here we go with the checklist. And Rafael Santana, Rick Williams. It's gonna kind of no Hall of Famers yet. Larry Anderson, I just got back through the mail, good TTMer. Couple Stan the Man puzzle pieces. Marshall, Brett Saberhagen, Aguilera, Deion James, Kurt Manuarian rookie. There's a Kirk Gibson. Looks Ramin, Myers, Enrique, Andretti, Alan Trammell. There we go. So there's your Hall of Famer out of the pack. Kurt Young. I remember that name because on RBI Baseball, playing as the A's, and this is like RBI Baseball 2, you could bring in C. Young out of the bullpen for the A's, and I was like, oh, I'm bringing in Cy Young, check it out. I remember Kurt Young for RBI Baseball. I'm not talking about the new RBI Baseball, I'm talking about the 80s RBI Baseball. Von White, Diamond King. I love Diamond Kings. Those are some of the coolest cards ever, in my opinion. Jim Wynn, the other Jim Wynn. Marty Barrett. Kelly Downs. Donnie Moore. Another Hall of Famer, Eddie Murray. Switch hitting first baseman for the Orioles, Dodgers, Mets, Indians, Angels, etc. I think the first player to have 500 home runs and 3,000 hits. I believe I'm correct on that. I think he's the first to do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Tim Burke and Herm Wimmingham. So there you go. You get roughly, how many cards was that? Let me count them. 36 cards per pack. So 36 cards, a couple Hall of Famers out of there. Not bad. Being I paid $5 for the whole box, I'm going to have a little fun with this box, I think, and open her up. Like I said, I might keep that one sealed up, you know, for old nostalgia stake. And, you know, I mean, these are so... I remember going through these. That is the coolest thing about this, you know, finding this. This is like... you know, picking up that Nintendo game from your childhood. That reminds me. What the heck was I thinking? I almost forgot. Wow, that was a brain freeze. At the same antique mall, I picked up a copy of one of my favorite Nintendo games ever, Baseball Stars by SNK. This is one of the best baseball games on the Nintendo. And the cool thing about this game, this is what I used to do. You could create your own teams. And what I would do is I would create my own teams with like superheroes like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, whatever. You know, and play a baseball game with them. The graphics aren't the best, but for working with Nintendo at the time, I think I paid $5.99 for this. And I already have a copy of it, but for $5.99 for like my favorite baseball game, I definitely grabbed it. So I almost forgot about that until I said, this is like finding your favorite video game. But this was at a different antique mall. That's why I had it in a different bag. I didn't have it with the cards. But these are so cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like shooting it. It was, you know, kind of a nice thing. I actually went antique mall shopping with my parents on my birthday. So they came to visit me for, you know, a couple days on my birthday. You know, we went out to dinner, and, you know, they asked, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, let's go antique mall shopping. What else? That's what I do. So my father was actually with me when I found these cards, and he is probably part of the reason why I collect baseball cards. He's the one that started me, you know, in the collecting bug way back when. I'm just going to stick those in there for now. And he's the one that started this obsession. And there are a couple of YouTubers out there that really, I really enjoy watching their channel because they include their children in their videos. You know, I think it is great that you're bringing that next generation of collectors in this hobby. So in closing, you know, very happy to get this box. This is definitely some nice TTM fuel that I'm going to be using, so you'll probably be seeing a lot of 88 Donnerses here in the near future in some of my TTM Thursday videos, you know, because I'm going to probably crack this puppy open and open most of those packs up and see what we get, you know. And at $5 a box, you know, I always say this, $5 is like my threshold, you know, for buying boxes from this era. If you can find one, you know, with the exception of my archives box, of course, if you can find a box like this for $5, and if TTM autographing, you know, interests you at all, you know, buy one. I mean, there are tons of people that are still alive that played that are more than happy to sign your cards for you. So stay tuned for another episode. Thanks for watching. I look forward to your comments below, and as always, happy collecting.